First Timothy 1 verse 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart, and of a good conscience, and of faith unfeigned.
Question. In the previous paragraph, Pastor Wind mentioned character and spent much time explaining the importance of the heart of persistence in our lives. In fact, Christians often engage in acts of faith but overlook the heart of persistence in shaping character. With the power of decision, character can be developed. Pastor Wind explained why Zion Church, year after year, continues to experience the momentum of God. This is because each momentum comes with a sense of unfamiliarity and difficulty. In response, the pastor can lead us to develop new characters through the power of decision. Yes, when Pastor Wind unraveled this mystery, he wanted us to understand that many Christians in churches often engage in a series of ritualist actions but rarely employ the heart of persistence. As a result, their character is not being trained.
Indeed, when you study a person, if that person has a different character from you, not only will their actions be different, but their motivations, attitudes, and, most importantly, their perspective on the matter will also be different from yours. In life, we are often influenced by our environment. When we feel helpless or compromised, we may go against our own will or nature and engage in specific actions. However, the problem is that God does not expect us to have mere actions. Actions should be a byproduct, not the sole product. For example, the Pharisees had good deeds, but unfortunately, that was their only product. Those deeds should have been a byproduct of living in truth. If you sincerely study, you will understand that God values our character and whether our nature resembles His. This involves various aspects, and the heart of persistence is a good indicator that helps us understand the focal points involved. When emphasizing character, if it goes against our nature and yet we strive to resemble God, the first thing to address is change. Change is inevitable. Therefore, both repentance and thorough transformation are crucial. However, many people follow their whims and desires, acting according to their mindset, preferences, or dreams. This can lead to disastrous consequences. Some individuals stubbornly cling to their dreams from childhood to adulthood. However, the problem is that unless they were born with a godly character from the beginning, persisting in that dream until death means rejecting a godly character throughout their lives. It implies rejecting the possibility of changing their own nature and character. The determined heart is essential when it comes to character change because it involves a true transformation of one's nature, to the extent that the word repentance is even used at times. When we talk about beginning in faith, we have misunderstood one thing. I misunderstood it when I came to believe in the Lord. When you believe in the Lord, you must depart from sin. I thought that was everything in faith. Why? Because among us, there are Buddhists, Taoists, and many Puritans who all strive to overcome sin. However, it turns out that overcoming sin should only be a byproduct. When you possess the character of God, you naturally overcome sin. This is the particular aspect of the New Testament. The characteristic of the New Testament is that when you have the character of God, you naturally overcome sin and obey the Ten Commandments. However, many fundamentalist Christians mistakenly believe that simply believing in the Lord means overcoming sin and that it is the ultimate goal. As a result, they may secretly commit sins or persevere in actions that go against their nature rather than seeking to change their nature through the determined heart. In other words, before realizing that we have received new life, God expects us to discover the most crucial direction, a more deserving life. If we look at it from our subjective standpoint, when we have life within us, as I mentioned earlier, we tend to focus solely on living. The change of life is neglected when we are solely focused on living. Despite having a life, if we focus exclusively on improving our living conditions, our lives will remain the same. We will only be concerned with improving our livelihood. When this mindset becomes our primary perspective in life, as we see in the prevailing culture in mainland China today, why is there such an emphasis on buying cars, buying houses, and accumulating debt? The reason is that they should be focusing on improving their living conditions rather than on life itself. Why do people pursue education? It is because they fantasize about a better life. In short, their life remains unchanged from beginning to end. From growing up to old age, they are solely focused on making a living and doing various things for survival. Getting married or pursuing romantic relationships is all driven by the desire for a better life. The problem is that they need to be made aware of this reality. On the other hand, when we come to faith and engage with spirituality, God first requires us to overcome sin. However, sin is part of our nature. Humans are prone to sin. But hasn't God already given us hints? It's just that He has yet to explicitly state it. Why hasn't He made it explicit? Because in the process of change, it is essential to discern whether we truly lean towards goodness and enjoy the feeling of doing good. Have we discovered that God possesses this character, and thus, are we drawn towards embodying this character? Indeed, this is what God desires. When we possess God's divine nature, character, and essence, we will naturally walk in this way. 1 Timothy 1 verse 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart, and of a good conscience, and of faith unfeigned.